fear that your best years might be behind you. A Nobel Prize winning doctor recently revealed that just a few everyday foods could dramatically change your lifespan, vitality, and brain health. This is not about expensive treatments, complicated routines, or quick miracles that promise results in a few days. U.S. physicians and researchers at major universities, guided by insights from a Nobel Prize winning doctor, have been studying aging and longevity. Comment your age and country below. Stay until the end. Subscribe now to build a supportive community focused on healthy longevity. What most people don't realize about cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts, and cauliflower is that they are far more than just low-calorie fillers on your plate. A Nobel Prize-winning doctor recently highlighted that these vegetables contain compounds called sulforaphanes, which activate powerful detoxification pathways in the body. In older adults, cellular waste tends to accumulate over time, damaging DNA and creating inflammation that can accelerate age-related conditions. Sulforaphanes specifically stimulate the production of enzymes that neutralize harmful molecules before they can cause long-term damage. Doctors were surprised to find that seniors who included just 1 cup of these vegetables daily showed measurable reductions in markers of oxidative stress, improved liver function, and even better cardiovascular profiles compared to peers who ate little or none. This is where things get particularly interesting. Sulforaphanes also appear to influence hormone regulation, supporting balanced insulin levels and contributing to healthy metabolism, which is crucial after the age of 60 when the body's ability to manage blood sugar naturally declines. Inside the body, sulforaphanes act as a sort of internal maintenance crew, clearing away toxins and reinforcing the structure of cells, helping them communicate effectively with one another. In the aging process, cell communication often weakens, leading to slower metabolism, reduced energy, and an increased risk of chronic disease. By introducing these compounds daily, older adults can restore part of this vital signaling, resulting in more consistent energy levels and improved overall resilience. Research from major universities confirms that older individuals consuming these vegetables consistently have lower systemic inflammation and fewer age-related markers in the bloodstream. This suggests that cruciferous vegetables aren't just supplemental, they play an active role in preventing the cellular decline that contributes to chronic conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and cognitive decline. Doctors also noticed that seniors who prepared these vegetables lightly steamed or raw experienced the best results, as overcooking can destroy the sensitive sulforaphane compounds. Adding a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil or avocado further enhances absorption and supports fat-soluble nutrient uptake. Timing also matters. Including them earlier in the day helps the body utilize these compounds when metabolic activity is highest, contributing to improved liver detoxification and hormonal balance. Some older adults reported that even after a few weeks, they noticed a subtle increase in mental clarity and reduced joint stiffness, which correlates with reduced systemic inflammation and better cellular function. What many people fail to recognize is that sulforaphanes work synergistically with other nutrients, such as magnesium and high-quality protein, which together optimize cellular repair and energy production. Without the foundational support of a nutrient-dense diet, the benefits of cruciferous vegetables can be diminished, underscoring the importance of integrating them into a consistent, balanced routine. For older adults seeking to maintain vitality, strength, and cognitive function, this simple daily habit of consuming cruciferous vegetables can be transformative, affecting multiple systems in the body simultaneously, from detoxification and hormone regulation to inflammation control and metabolic support. Protein is often misunderstood, especially after the age of 60, when maintaining muscle mass and metabolic function becomes critical for overall health. What most people don't realize is that protein is not just for strength or bodybuilders. It is the foundation for nearly every system in the body. Amino acids, the building blocks of protein, are essential for repairing tissues, supporting organ function, regulating hormones, and maintaining immunity. In older adults, muscle loss, known as sarcopenia, begins to accelerate, even in those who are otherwise active. This loss of lean mass is directly linked to reduced mobility, slower metabolism, and increased vulnerability to injury. Doctors were surprised to find that older adults who consistently consumed 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal maintained not only muscle strength but also cognitive function and metabolic stability. Here's what happens inside the body. When sufficient protein is present, amino acids signal the body to preserve lean tissue rather than breaking it down for energy. This signaling also helps regulate hormones such as insulin, growth hormone, and IGF-1, which are critical for maintaining energy balance, bone density, and cellular repair. Without adequate protein, these hormonal pathways can falter, contributing to fatigue, weakness, and increased fat accumulation around the midsection. Research from major universities demonstrates that seniors who achieve recommended protein intake have improved glucose regulation, more stable energy levels throughout the day, and stronger immune responses. The type of protein also matters. High-quality proteins from animal sources like eggs, fish, and poultry provide all essential amino acids, while plant-based proteins such as lentils, beans, and Greek yogurt can complement the diet when combined correctly. Timing is equally important. Older adults often do better when protein intake is evenly distributed across meals rather than consumed predominantly at one meal, which enhances absorption and optimizes the anabolic signaling that preserves muscle and metabolic function. Doctors observed that participants who spread their protein intake throughout the day experienced less muscle breakdown, improved satiety, and better post-meal energy levels. Protein interacts closely with other critical nutrients. Paired with minerals like magnesium and zinc, protein supports cellular repair, energy production, and immune defense. When combined with cruciferous vegetables or healthy fats, protein helps modulate inflammation, supports hormone balance, and enhances nutrient absorption. Seniors who incorporated protein in this balanced way reported stronger recovery from physical activity, improved cognitive clarity, and more consistent energy during the day. Dosage recommendations for older adults are precise. Aim for 25-30 grams of high-quality protein per meal, which can be achieved through 2 eggs with vegetables for breakfast, a serving of fish or chicken at lunch, and Greek yogurt or beans with dinner. This approach ensures that the body receives the consistent amino acid supply it needs for cellular maintenance, hormone regulation, and long-term metabolic health. Even a small deficiency in protein can lead to gradual but significant declines in muscle strength, immunity, and overall vitality, making daily, measured intake essential for longevity and functional independence. Many adults over 60 do not realize that minerals like magnesium, potassium, and zinc are foundational to nearly every process in the body, far beyond just bone health. A Nobel Prize winning doctor emphasized that deficiencies in these minerals can accelerate fatigue, disrupt heart rhythm, impair muscle function, and compromise immunity. In older adults, absorption of minerals naturally declines, making it easy to fall short even with a balanced diet. Doctors observed that seniors who focused on achieving optimal intake of these essential minerals experienced significant improvements in energy, cognitive clarity, and mood regulation. Magnesium in particular plays a central role in over 300 enzymatic reactions, including the production of ATP, the molecule responsible for cellular energy. Without adequate magnesium, mitochondria, the powerhouses of cells, cannot function efficiently, which explains why older adults often feel unusually tired or sluggish. Potassium works alongside magnesium to regulate fluid balance and support healthy blood pressure. When potassium levels are insufficient, muscles cramp more easily, blood pressure can spike, and cardiovascular risk increases. Doctors were surprised to find that seniors who consistently consumed potassium-rich foods such as leafy greens, avocados, and sweet potatoes not only had better muscle performance but also maintained a more stable cardiovascular profile. Zinc is another critical mineral supporting immune function, tissue repair, and hormonal balance. Low zinc levels are linked to slower wound healing, increased susceptibility to infection, and even diminished sense of taste or smell, which can further affect appetite and nutrient intake in older adults. Inside the body, these minerals act in a tightly coordinated network. Magnesium ensures energy production, potassium regulates fluid and nerve signaling, and zinc orchestrates repair and immune defense. When any one of these is deficient, the entire system can falter, leading to fatigue, hormonal imbalances, and increased inflammation. This is where research from major universities has been eye-opening. Studies show that seniors supplementing or focusing on mineral-rich foods experience improvements in muscle function, sleep quality, and metabolic efficiency within weeks. Timing and form of intake are equally important. Magnesium is best taken at night to support relaxation and sleep, while potassium and zinc are most effectively absorbed when consumed with meals containing other nutrients. Doctors noted that even small, consistent amounts yield better results than occasional large doses. A diet that includes magnesium-rich nuts and leafy greens, potassium-packed vegetables and fruits, and zinc from seeds, lean meats, or legumes provides a reliable daily foundation. Minerals also enhance the effectiveness of other key dietary interventions. Magnesium improves protein synthesis and muscle repair, zinc supports hormone signaling from protein intake, and potassium helps regulate the energy produced from carbohydrates and fats. Seniors who maintained balanced mineral intake alongside protein and anti-inflammatory foods reported not only increased strength but also more consistent energy, improved mood, and better cardiovascular markers. Recommended daily targets for older adults are 300-400 milligrams of magnesium, 3,500-700 milligrams of potassium from whole foods, and 8 to 11 milligrams of zinc. Achieving these consistently creates a metabolic environment that allows other nutrients to work efficiently, optimizing muscle health, hormone regulation, cellular repair, and overall vitality. Missing these minerals can subtly erode health over time, leaving older adults feeling fatigued, weak, or more susceptible to illness even if they are otherwise eating well. Omega-3 fatty acids are often overlooked by adults over 60, yet they play a central role in maintaining cardiovascular health, reducing inflammation, and preserving cognitive function. What most people don't realize is that these essential fats cannot be produced by the body and must be obtained through diet. A Nobel Prize-winning doctor recently emphasized that insufficient omega-3 intake contributes to chronic inflammation, joint stiffness, brain fog, and even accelerated cellular aging. Doctors were surprised to find that older adults consuming 2 to 3 servings of omega-3 rich foods each week experienced significant reductions in markers of systemic inflammation, improved heart rhythm stability, and enhanced brain clarity. This is where things get particularly interesting. Omega-3s interact directly with hormone pathways, helping balance cortisol and insulin, which are often disrupted with age, leading to stubborn weight gain and low energy. Inside the body, omega-3s are incorporated into cell membranes, making them more flexible and responsive. This allows cells to communicate efficiently, particularly in the brain, heart, and immune system. Seniors who maintain adequate omega-3 levels demonstrate better cognitive resilience, faster recovery from exercise, and improved joint mobility. Research from major universities has shown that even small daily amounts of omega-3s, whether from fatty fish like wild salmon, sardines, and mackerel, or plant-based sources like chia, flaxseed, and walnuts, can alter inflammatory pathways, reducing the production of harmful cytokines while supporting protective compounds that prevent tissue damage. This dual action explains why seniors notice less stiffness, sharper focus, and more consistent energy after incorporating omega-3s consistently into their diet. Doctors observed that preparation and timing influence effectiveness. Fatty fish should be lightly cooked or baked, while seeds like chia or flax are best ground to ensure optimal absorption. Pairing omega-3 sources with other anti-inflammatory nutrients, such as leafy greens and high-quality protein, further enhances their impact by improving overall nutrient utilization and reducing oxidative stress. Even small adjustments such as adding 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed to breakfast or consuming a 3 to 4 ounce serving of fatty fish 3 times per week have measurable effects on energy, inflammation, and cardiovascular markers in older adults. Omega-3s also play a key role in balancing other essential systems. They support hormone signaling, enabling protein intake to efficiently build and maintain muscle, while assisting minerals like magnesium and zinc in regulating energy production and cellular repair. Doctors were surprised to find that older adults combining omega-3 intake with these nutrients experienced amplified benefits, including better sleep, more stable mood, and improved metabolic efficiency. Without omega-3s, other interventions often have diminished results because chronic inflammation continues to interfere with cellular signaling and hormone balance. Recommended intake for seniors is at least 2 servings of fatty fish per week, or 1 to 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed or chia seeds daily. For those with difficulty consuming sufficient amounts through diet alone, a high-quality fish oil supplement may be considered under professional guidance. Consistent intake allows older adults to maintain flexibility in joints, sharper mental clarity, stabilized blood pressure, and reduced risk of age-related inflammatory conditions. Even modest increases in omega-3 consumption can lead to noticeable improvements in energy, mood, and resilience, creating a foundation for long-term vitality that complements protein, minerals, and detox-supporting foods already included in a daily routine. The health of the gut microbiome is increasingly recognized as the master switch for overall vitality, especially in adults over 60. What most people don't realize is that the trillions of bacteria in the digestive tract are not just involved in digestion. They regulate immune function, hormone balance, inflammation, and even brain health. A Nobel Prize winning doctor recently highlighted that ignoring gut health can undermine every other effort to maintain strength, energy, and resilience. Researchers at major universities have found that older adults with a diverse and balanced gut microbiome consistently experience better nutrient absorption, lower levels of systemic inflammation, and more stable hormone levels compared to those with compromised gut flora. Doctors were surprised to discover that many seniors following otherwise healthy diets were not seeing expected results because underlying gut imbalances prevented optimal nutrient utilization and cellular repair. Inside the body, the gut communicates with nearly every system. Beneficial bacteria help break down complex foods, producing short-chain fatty acids that support immune function and reduce inflammation. They also influence the production of serotonin and other neurotransmitters, which affects mood, cognition, and sleep. When the microbiome is imbalanced, chronic inflammation increases, digestion becomes inefficient, and hormonal signals for energy and metabolism are disrupted. In older adults, this imbalance can exacerbate fatigue, joint discomfort, brain fog, and susceptibility to infections. Doctors observed that seniors who prioritized gut health reported improvements in energy, mental clarity, and digestive regularity within weeks, even if other aspects of their diet remained constant. The approach involves both introducing beneficial bacteria and feeding them with prebiotics. Fermented foods such as kimchi, sauerkraut, kefir, and yogurt supply live probiotics that help restore bacterial balance, while soluble fiber from oats, beans, and vegetables feeds these microbes, ensuring they thrive. Consistent daily intake is key. Research shows that even small servings of fermented foods combined with fiber-rich plants can significantly improve microbiome diversity over time. Timing can also enhance effectiveness, as probiotics and fiber work best when consumed throughout the day with meals that contain other nutrients. The microbiome also interacts closely with protein, minerals, and omega-3 fatty acids. Without a healthy gut, protein absorption can be impaired, minerals like magnesium and zinc may not be fully utilized, and omega-3 fats may fail to reduce inflammation effectively. This is why doctors refer to gut health as the missing piece or master switch. Without it, even high-quality diet and supplementation may not deliver full benefits. Studies have shown that older adults addressing gut health alongside other interventions experienced amplified results in muscle strength, energy, cognitive clarity, and metabolic efficiency. Recommended daily practice includes at least 1 serving of fermented foods and 25-30 grams of fiber from whole plant sources. For seniors who struggle with tolerance, Starting gradually and combining with water can prevent discomfort. Some individuals may also benefit from targeted probiotics under professional supervision. Over time, restoring and maintaining a balanced gut microbiome supports detoxification, regulates systemic inflammation, stabilizes hormones, improves nutrient absorption, and enhances cellular repair mechanisms. This foundation enables all other dietary and lifestyle interventions to function at their highest potential, creating lasting improvements in vitality, resilience, and overall well-being for older adults. What most people don't realize is that even when cruciferous vegetables, high-quality protein, minerals, and omega-3s are all in place, the body still requires an overarching system to coordinate their effects. Research from major universities and insights from a Nobel Prize winning doctor highlight that the missing piece for older adults is not a pill, supplement, or quick fix. It is a consistent, structured daily routine that allows the body to absorb nutrients, balance hormones, reduce inflammation, and maintain cellular repair efficiently. Doctors were surprised to find that seniors who followed a simple, under 10-minute daily routine achieved measurable improvements in energy, digestion, cognitive clarity, and joint mobility within weeks, even if other lifestyle habits were only modestly improved. What happens inside the body is a coordinated cascade. Each nutrient supports multiple systems, but without timing, sequence, and consistency, those nutrients are underutilized, and the aging process continues unchecked. Morning routines are particularly critical because the body's detoxification systems and metabolic activity are most responsive in the early hours. A serving of cruciferous vegetables with breakfast, lightly cooked or raw, activates sulforaphane pathways, supporting liver detoxification and cellular repair. Pairing this with a serving of fermented food or fiber-rich prebiotic sources enhances the gut microbiome, which is essential for nutrient absorption and systemic balance. Magnesium, taken in the evening, works in concert with these morning nutrients to support mitochondrial energy production, regulate hormone signaling, and calm the nervous system, preparing the body for restorative sleep. Doctors observed that seniors adhering to this sequence reported less fatigue and improved overnight recovery compared to those who consumed the same foods at irregular times. Breakfast should include 25-30 grams of high-quality protein, which provides amino acids to preserve lean muscle, stimulate metabolic activity, and regulate hormones such as insulin and growth hormone. Adding a pinch of zinc at the same time optimizes immune support and enhances protein metabolism. Timing protein early ensures that anabolic signaling remains active throughout the day, reducing muscle breakdown that accelerates with age. Consistent protein intake at lunch and dinner continues this process, stabilizing blood sugar, supporting bone density, and providing building blocks for repair in muscles, organs, and the immune system. Researchers have demonstrated that distributing protein evenly across meals is significantly more effective than consuming a single high-protein meal, especially for adults over 60, because it maintains steady amino acid availability and hormonal balance. Fatty fish or plant-based omega-3 sources incorporated into lunch or dinner target inflammation directly. Inside the body, omega-3s integrate into cell membranes, improving communication between immune cells, neurons, and muscle tissue. Even 2 to 3 servings weekly or daily, small doses of ground flax or chia seeds make measurable differences in joint flexibility, cognitive performance, and cardiovascular stability. Doctors found that when omega-3s are consumed alongside protein and minerals, the effects are amplified because inflammation reduction allows cells to use amino acids and minerals for repair rather than fighting chronic stress. The gut microbiome remains central to all these processes. Daily servings of fermented or fiber-rich foods ensure that nutrients, hormones, and anti-inflammatory compounds are efficiently absorbed. Seniors who maintained microbiome balance demonstrated improved energy, mood, and digestion, highlighting that the gut is the master switch for systemic health. Without this foundation, even optimal intake of protein, minerals, and omega-3s can fail to deliver full benefits, as disrupted gut flora impairs signaling, absorption, and detoxification. Consistency and timing create predictable metabolic patterns. Doctors observed that when older adults adhered to this structured sequence, morning vegetables and fermented foods, protein and zinc with breakfast, balanced meals with distributed protein, anti-inflammatory fats with lunch and dinner, and magnesium at night, energy stabilized, sleep improved, inflammation markers dropped, and cognitive clarity increased. Week 4 to 6 often shows early improvements in digestion, mental focus, and mild increases in muscle tone. By 3 months, strength, mood, and joint comfort are noticeably enhanced. And at 6 months, visible improvements in body composition, skin health, and overall vitality become apparent. Even small lapses reduce efficiency, emphasizing that longevity and health after 60 depend on consistency over perfection. This system integrates all previous steps into a daily rhythm that works with the body's natural biology rather than against it. By creating a framework where cruciferous vegetables, protein, minerals, omega-3s, and gut-supporting foods are consumed in synergy with attention to timing, absorption, and sequence, older adults can finally achieve sustained improvements in energy, strength, and resilience. Doctors emphasize that this approach should be maintained long-term, much like managing blood pressure or diabetes, because stopping once improvements appear can reverse gains. Over time, the body adapts, inflammation decreases, hormones balance, and cellular repair processes operate at peak efficiency, giving seniors a tangible path to maintaining independence, vitality, and quality of life well into their 80s.